Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into part 3. There's an investigation afoot. There's like several sub-investigations. Everybody's investigating. I feel like the missing bit at the end of that last scene when you were all like leaving was like a pan over to Vincent Trench standing under like a streetlight and being like, I knew as soon as I met them they were gonna be trouble. The new neighbors. I'd have to keep an eye on them and keep them at a distance. It was too dangerous.
If this were Trench's story, then
Totally.
yeah, but it's not.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But
He
it's
thinks it
Trench.
is, though. So he's just standing there, and like a sergeant walks by. He's like, you say something to me. And he's like, no, I didn't. I was talking to... Never mind. And he goes inside. So,
I love
meanwhile...
this idea of him being both incredibly competent and incredibly stupid.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. It's impossible to tell. So, yeah, where do you go? You want to try to follow this trail?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you head out into the city, into the district, and you follow an occasional, we get this sort of montage, like an occasional bloody handprint or whatever, this injured person. And I think that where we end up, rather than being like, you do a bunch of stuff and like it takes forever to like, we talk about every turn and whatever, you come to the outside of a noble villa. It has a wall around the outside and a big metal gate with a big like personal like coat of arms on it. Yeah, and this is where the trail leads. And then it kind of fades out around here.
Cool. Do you know who lives here? Do your parents know who lives here?
I don't think I've stolen from them before. Like she looks at the seal and is like, does she recognize it? Has she seen this at a different time of day?
Yeah, make a history check.
Yeah. Does she have any idea? Oh wow, that's a skill I have for some reason. 16.
Nice. Okay. All right. So with a 16, you recognize the coat of arms as the coat of arms of the House of Growlhund. House Growlhund is led by Yala and Orund, and they are some sort of mid-level nobles, which makes sense because you're in a neighborhood where like a lot of like nobles have their houses. Yeah, and this is a villa. It is a significant estate.
Oh, no, wait. I think I've been here before. Maybe. Don't ask why. This is the Growlhund estate. They're nobles. I don't know why one of them would have been trying to murder a gnome.
This is where the trail has left us, though.
Yes, I followed the blood, and this is where the blood ended. So whoever was bleeding is in there.
Okay, well,
Or passed through there.
want to knock on the door, Rin, or do you want me to just go inside?
I'll let me first at the very
Okay.
least.
Well, maybe that'll scare the person off if they know you're following them. Maybe Jewel should go first.
We could go at the same time.
I suppose.
Why don't I check around the back and see if maybe the footprints lead to the outside while you knock on the door, and then if they try and run out the back, I'll just capture them.
That
Good
is a great idea.
Good idea.
But you know, I probably won't be very good at stabbing them. And then she just looks at me and then disappears into the bushes.
Yeah, I mean, like it's an estate, right? Like this is meant to be hard to sneak into. There's like a tall wall. There's probably guards inside.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
I mean, could you just go around the outside of the wall and then like try and climb up on it in the back and just like peer?
Yeah, I think the first goal is just like make sure the footprints don't go out the other side of the wall. Like, did they?
Yeah.
they
I mean,
exit?
you can tell pretty clearly that the footprints lead to this estate, and that the person in question is like went inside.
Hey,
No.
Ren. Hey, Ren.
Yes.
Now, I didn't want to tell you this, but I was spying on you. And I saw you practicing turning yourself invisible.
Yes, I've been learning some new things.
Well, just thinking, why not?
Makaria just trails off.
I'm assuming that what you mean to say is that you would like me to turn Jewel invisible so that they may more easily.
We have to get to the bottom of this before that horrible man does.
Yes, fine. And I just like there's
Jewel like turns around and she's like, "You can," like her eyes go wide.
There's a brief like gesture through the air that like pulls a bunch of like invisible threads together, almost like in front of her. She just blows it onto like it turns to dust in her hand, and then she blows it onto Jewel, and Jewel is just gone. Yeah, as
cool.
this like
just
dust touches her.
Hear a tiny quiet whisper, "Best day ever."
I wish I could do that to everyone I didn't like, except for I wish they would stay invisible and just not exist.
I was debating the silence. I was debating the silence spell. I say pointedly to Makaria.
Yeah, right. I have another spell that can make you shut up. Yeah, okay. So you now before you go and like look around or anything, you become invisible, which is a cool thing to be. What do you want to do?
I think her goal is to just skulk around the back, skulk around the sides.
Circumnavigate.
Yeah, and then probably at some point maybe try and climb over the gate and kind of see if she can find if the person is like hiding or anything like that.
I feel like while Jewel is doing this, we want to try to take the official route here. By,
Yeah.
like,
That was the plan.
calling at the gate. Or
I think it's basically her plan is if the person isn't supposed to be like tries to bolt for some reason, she wants to either see them leave or stop them from leaving. She's she's the fail-safe. Like Jewel expects them to find the person. She's just gonna enjoy being invisible for an hour.
So I have a map of the Growlhund estate. So I'll bring you over to it, and I will take you on a short tour of the outside of the wall.
Tour.
So you walk just Jewel. You walk around the outside.
Oh God, where's the map on this?
You're here. Sorry. Yes.
Can't see for shit.
The reason you can't see behind you is that there's a second floor back there, and that's where it is on my map. You'll just be able to see a narrow band around it. So yeah, you take a look around the left side here, and you go all the way down the wall. You come down to the bottom. You go all the way around the front side. All right, take a look. There's a big around the back, and this isn't an alley where you are now, down to the very bottom of the map. This is an alley. There's a big door right here, big locked door, and there's like horse poop and like hay. Not like a lot of it, but like little bits of it. It smells like horse poop kind of around this door. The wall over here, see where I pinged? Just kind of in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then over here, and all the way along that west side is part of the building. So like, it's not a wall around a building inside. It's a building with a courtyard in the middle. And so some of it is walls of the house, and other parts are just wall. So where you're standing right now, this section, that's all wall that doesn't go all the way up. It terminates. It's got like spikes or whatever. And then you continue around the outside. And then over on this side, there's more of the same. So like this wall out here, that's all like ostensibly climbable. So you take a good look around and come back on the other side. Now, while Jewel is making the tour, while Jewel's taking a tour of the outside of the house, what's everybody else doing?
I'm hoping there's some way to like call at the gate. You know, I don't want to sort of push my way into the
like
grounds.
Like a bell or
if
something.
If the gate is open, then I'll go to the door. But
okay, Jewel, I'm just taking you back around and giving you the fog like treatment. So you should be able to see that area. But if not, it's fine. You know the outside of the place.
My fog behaves weird. Like I have to be there for a while for it to kick in for some reason.
Okay. So while you're doing that, So the rest of you are at this big metal gate. And the gate itself is, a set of ornate iron gates. You can see a yard beyond with several trees. as well as 2 footpaths that kind of lead beyond. And I'll just clear the lighting from the gate. We know the gate is still closed, but you can see through it because it's metal. And I think maybe 8, I need to turn your eyeballs on.
Yes, please.
There you go. Though it might be that it's dark, so I'll give you dark vision for now. There you go. I'll give everybody proper vision because it's daytime. There you go. 1 for you. There you go. So because the map is set up to assume that you're going to be like potentially like sneaking in at night. So I'll just adjust your light. Okay, there you go. So this is what y'all can see. If you look through the gate, you can see these are trees. Beyond, some more over on this side, over here. And yeah, there's this big metal gate with the sigil in it. But there's no like ringing.
Can the gate be opened? Does it push?
You push on it and it like just rattles in place, like it's locked.
Okay.
Shall I? Oh, break. Just make a loud noise.
Okay.
Yes. Why don't you announce our presence, 8?
Do they not often have visitors or something?
You see like bang, 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 and it's iron hand on metal, and you hear barking. You hear loud, deep, angry dog barking, and like chains rattling from somewhere over this way.
What is that?
Dogs. Probably security or I don't know, just dogs.
Yeah, and then come rushing into sight and right up to the gate, like barking and drooling, are 2 enormous mastiffs.
Oh, sweet boys.
They look angry. They got drool dripping from their face, and they're just like snarling and barking. They jump up on the gate.
I love them.
I would like to, Adam, cast the spell Speak with Animals.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kneel down in front of these dogs and like listen very intently to their barking, and then like it's almost as if she's like taking the noise that they're making and like putting it into her own mouth.
Mm-hmm.
This like swiping of something out of the air that nobody else can see. She like swallows it and then like tries to listen a little closer.
Okay. All right. So can you link the, I don't know if you have it on your character sheet. Can you link the Speak with Animals spell? I want to just see what it
Sure. Let me just grab it for you. I think it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah,
but
I think so too, but I want to check. Here's a Dungeon Master tip for all of you at home. Look at every animal that could possibly ever exist in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and try to come up with like a voice for them, because you're gonna have to use them.
Because you're gonna have
to. I have had to do a sloth. I've had to do horses recently.
You're
an
old dog.
That's right.
Some time ago.
Exactly. There's a lot of
most
animal
famous one
voices.
for us, I think.
Yeah, it's a thing. Limited by the intelligence.
Was a good one.
Limited by the intelligence of the beast, you can understand and speak with beasts. You can learn about the beast's experience over the last day, as well as local places and creatures. These beasts, they're shouting. They're like, intruder! Like, get away! Protect the house! Ah! And they're like snarling and barking. And their barks are just like, we don't know you! We don't know you! Who are you? Get out of here!
There's no need to be upset.
And when you say that, I think that you can understand and speak with beasts. When you say that, do your friends understand you? Like, are you just speaking common and they can also hear you, or
no,
is
they
it?
definitely cannot understand.
Okay.
I am making
Extraterrestrial.
dog sounds. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're just like barking, and you're close enough. You're getting like hot spit, like thrown on you, and yeah, they're just like snarling and barking, and you hear a voice. Someone comes around the corner, and he looks kind of like this.
That guy's art looks super like.
Yeah. So he comes around the corner and he's like,
Makaria needs that cloak. Like,
I know, right?
skull toggles? What
so
is
this
that
guy, he's got
bullshit?
this rusty colored like cloak on. He's got a bandolier with like a bunch of tools and stuff hanging off of it, and he's got a shoulder bag. And yeah, he's got like little skull clasps holding his cloak. And he comes around the corner. And he's like, "Oh, all right, girls, there." And he walks over, and they like fall back when he gets there in deference, but they're still snarling at you. And he comes over and he pets one of their heads, and he says, "You'd best step back from the gates, stranger."
I stand back up from where I was like kind of crouched before, to address the person, and say, "Oh, we were just getting acquainted. We were hoping that we might be able to come in and speak to whoever owns this manor."
No need to get acquainted with the ladies unless you want to miss a hand or a foot. Isn't that right, girls? And they're like,
They didn't seem so unpleasant. Just
a safe perspective from the other side of the gate. Best
Like,
you make.
like with one hand, just into the ground. Not a problem. Don't threaten me.
He squints at you. And he looks at Rin and he says, "Stop bothering my girls. Get you gone."
I'm not a bother, was I? I say, addressing the dogs rather than the man.
They start barking again, and they're like, "We don't know you. Who are you? Get out of here. We're angry. He doesn't like you. I don't like you. She doesn't like you. No one likes you. Get away. You smell weird."
They're not. They don't.
And he's just grinning. He's got like, not very nice teeth. And he's kind of just like, yeah. See, they're scary.
So, you live here or work here?
And he says, "I don't have to explain myself to you."
Well, I mean, my business isn't really with you if you don't live here. I was hoping that we might speak to someone I saw in the street near Trollskull Manor earlier today. And the trail led back to this manor house.
He shakes his head. "Nah, ain't no one here."
Well, there's you, so that's patently false. But
And he gestures and says, "Well, am I the man you're looking for then?"
you could be a human in a cloak. I'd like, like looking at him,
He squints and he says, "You members of the guard then?" And he says it in the same way of being like, "You're cops." Like, "Oh, I see how it is." And when he says city guard, the dogs are like, guards, we hate them. No, not the city guards. They're the worst. And like starts barking and jumps up on the thing. And it's like, "Let me at them. I'll bite their faces off."
No, not city guards. Just concerned citizens, hoping that the person who was injured didn't wander away and expire.
Hoping that the person who was injured wandered away and expired, and then we could do nothing.
Nope.
And he shakes his head and he says, "Nobody expiring around here. Come on."
Well,
and he looks at the dogs and says, "Come on, girls." And he starts to walk away, and they look at you, and one of them just like snarls and like snaps, and she's like, "Get out of here." And then like runs off. And then and they're barking.
Like,
Yeah.
We can use
like,
that kind of security on our
could
property.
very easily have become familiar.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Those
"Get
things
out of
are
here."
strange. I don't like them.
And
Where do you think he got that cloak?
right before they like run off, the last like massive looks back at you and like growls, and the growl is like, "I want to bite you," and then they run off. And they chase
Wouldn't
off.
taste
after
very
their
good.
friend.
Well, I hope that Jewel's having a better time of it.
Yeah, right. So cut to Jewel. So Jewel, you're walking up after your tour around the outside, but you're invisible, so no one knows.
Yeah. I think she will then be like, "So, did you learn anything? Are you going in the front door?"
Ugh, that's disconcerting.
should I just go over the wall?
I mean, you say that, and then you look around, and there's like people. Like you're in the street. There's like a cart rolls by with a horse, and like it's a busy neighborhood.
Well, depends on how afraid of violent dogs you are.
I wouldn't be. It's
Dogs
true.
are slobbery.
They looked extremely slobbery, yes, but if you're not concerned about that, then go ahead. I don't know how long
Can't
this
climb
lasts.
very well though.
Do you know how long this thing lasts? The invisibility, Rin?
It's an hour.
Well, then you have an hour. Go steal something.
I think she just got given permission.
Realize, of course, like wondering if you've already gone, but realize, of course, that if you go in there, we have no way to follow you. You're completely
true.
on your own, and invisible or not, I wouldn't necessarily want to be on my own with Mr. Oh, nobody lives here, nobody wants to speak to you, because he's clearly a liar.
That does seem true.
So I assume that we might have to do this a different way.
Like at nighttime with more
Later.
sneaking.
Yes.
Like we kill the dogs.
That
Not.
seems unfair.
So
We
while
set the
you're
dogs
while you're standing out here talking, and like maybe you notice, maybe you don't, but like people have stopped to like watch, and they're like, because they heard all the barking, and they're like, who are these weirdos in like the nice part of town, and yeah, and then you hear a voice, you hear someone say, Rin, oh, yeah, my friends, hello.
Oh God!
Hello,
no.
and you turn and you look and you see.
Can you make me invisible too, please?
Coming out of he's stepping out of another house, and his clothes are a little disheveled. You see Floon, and he's waving. He's like, "Hello, friends," and really just drawing a lot more attention. Now
Can I
everybody's
please
like,
leave?
looking
Can
at
we
you.
please leave immediately?
And he's walking towards you.
Bolts over the wall.
You want to try? Okay, make an athletics check.
I think your goal is to get over the wall and at least see if the footprints lead from the gate to like somewhere in the building.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you
He
can jump
knows
up.
the dog's
You can
been
jump up
smaller.
on the wall. Yeah, make an athletics check to try to climb.
I mean, she doesn't need to try to climb. She can climb.
She does, she
There's a
does.
climbing. Oh,
But
No, she
there's
does.
pokies. I mean, I rolled a 1, but I guess I technically can climb.
Yeah, like you have a climb speed, but like it doesn't just enable you to climb any surface, right? It just
Yeah.
means you don't do it slowly.
She can't
So
climb
yeah,
this.
you like the walls, something about them, like they're and this is the thing, like they're somehow like there's magic. You should be able to climb, but you can't, and you're just like, oh no, this is.
She's like trying to scramble. Oh God, it's when you see like a cat and they're desperately trying to like scramble onto something.
You're trying
or
to climb up a
something. No one
glass,
can
like a
hear you.
sliding door.
Yeah, you just hear the
Trying to
sound
get
of
out.
like claws on glass.
Yeah, and it's not that it's impossible to climb. It's just that like you have to succeed at a check to do it, and you totally flubbed it. So while that's happening, Floon walks over. Let me get his token. He's an important man. He needs to...
must you?
And he comes over waving, and I think you notice right away he smells like very flowery perfume. And he comes over to you and he says, "By Tybora, what good fortune!" And he like goes to hug you, Makaria. Like, come here.
Kill you if you touch me.
And he stops. He's like, oh, bye, bye, dear. What are you doing here, friends? Do you know the Growlhunds?
No, I don't. But do you, Floon? Do you
Oh,
know the Growlhunds?
yes, indeed I do. They're a nasty bunch, these ones.
Really? How nasty?
From a game designer's perspective, did they decide that this was a place that they needed some guard dogs and named the family? Or had the family
Yeah, right?
gave them guard dogs?
Yeah. It's the same reason that I bought guard kobolds, because everybody mispronounces my last name.
Oh, God.
So Floon is like, oh, yes, you wouldn't believe the things that I've heard. Now, the Lady Growlhund, of course, is a happily married woman, and so not a customer of mine. Not that I would engage in such business, but my goodness, you are barking up a terrible tree. You get it? Because of the dogs. The barking. Listen, there's a
Oh,
reason
yes.
I'm not a comedian.
Oh yes, very, very, very well presented. So, is there a man that lives happily married? Then I assume that there's a Mr. Growlhund.
Yes, Lord Growlhund. Yes, he's the lord of the house. He lives here and owns it.
Younger
I
man or older?
And he looks and he's like, oh, wait. I understand. You're on an adventure, aren't you? Oh, good. I'll be quiet. Subterfuge. Excellent. So,
I look back at Rin and I'm just like very not good, like not whispery. It's like sage whisper. Can I kill him?
No, you can't. Oh, that always when that one wears off. Never perfect. It's fine. Like the remnants of the
yeah, right.
bark-
You're like still
Oh.
barking and growling a little bit.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, Rid, are you all right? Are you under some kind of curse?
I'm fine, thank you, Floon. We were just leaving, actually.
Oh, where are you going? Are you going to the tavern? I'll join you.
Back home, I think.
You notice that Floon, like one of his collars is up, and he has like lipstick still on like his neck, and he says, "I've just had a very long day of work, and I could use a drink or 12."
Well, you enjoy those, and we'll.
All right. Jewel's invisible and Floon's annoying. How obvious is his like coin purse?
I don't know. Make a perception check.
Like she's not normally a wanton pickpocket, but he's really bothering her.
I mean, he just said that he just got finished a long day of work, so he
You-
probably just got
18.
paid.
Floon is the kind of person who keeps his coin pouch in the front of his trousers.
So, yes, this is the thing. Now, you notice that Floon is wearing a particularly fancy codpiece. And when he shifts his weight, it jingles slightly.
Oh no. No, she can't do that. Nope. However, she would 100% try and tie his shoelaces together.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you crouch down and you notice that he's wearing he's wearing like silk slippers. He's got these like really like, and they've got like a long like curly toe on the end of them.
Everything about him.
And he, I think he says, he's like, but Rin, what good is a glass of ale without friends to share it with? Now, I'm sure if I go down to the Yawning
We're
Portal,
not your friends.
oh, I beg to differ. You saved my life, and what greater act of friendship is there than that? I would love to
So
repay
the
you.
opposite of saving your life would be endangering it. Would then we not be friends? I'm glad to negate the saving from before.
Oh, no. Endangering someone isn't validating of friendship. If so, I wouldn't have any friends at all. I like to live a life of danger and riches.
Jewel will whisper in Makari's ear. Just make sure it's on his tab.
That's a great idea.
What
Let's
is
go
having
to
a
the
drink?
Yawning Portal.
Really? The Yawning Portal? Now? All right.
But we're not. We're not.
No, I really do want to go to the Yawning Portal right now. Floon, you were just paid, right? Do you want to celebrate?
And he nods. He's yes, I do. And you know what they say? It's always happy hour someplace. What time is it? He like looks up.
It's time for a drink, Floon. Let's go.
I agree. Follow me to the tavern. And he like walks off, jingling with every step. He's got a bit of a bow-legged walk to him.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, we need to. Well, I say to the others, like, we need to wait until nightfall to come back anyway. Make a
Nighttime is
stealthier
best for
entrance.
sneaking.
I can't see in the dark.
People are easy to stab in their sleep.
So you're gonna
Yes, but
head
we
with.
can't exactly break open the Gralhun's gate
Why?
in broad daylight.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Floon is hiring you a cab right now, right? Like he's flagging down a carriage.
I'm
And-
thinking about how likely it would be that he would still pay for drinks if I cast silence on him.
Almost certainly not at all.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it. What would that be? Just a wisdom check?
What?
Insight check. That would be insight. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Insight to figure out if shutting Floon up magically will stop him buying you drinks. I think that's a pretty obvious one.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Aw.
He won't be able to order the drinks if he can't talk.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. I see.
So you walk in. We cut to the group of you walking into the Yawning Portal, and Floon says, he turns to you, Makaria, and he says, I would gladly order you a drink, but first, and he kind of like shifts, he says, I have to make a withdrawal for the Bank of Floon, excuse me. And he like walks out to the back, like jingling like a cowboy, walking uncomfortably around his coin purse. And so the four of you find yourselves here in the Yawning Portal. It is the middle of the afternoon, and I think that now, instead of like the big chaotic, like there are some people sitting and eating and talking, but it's quiet. No one is playing music, and there's a group of adventurers that look like they're getting ready to get like sent down into the well. So there's some people like checking swords and like, you know, helping each other tighten backpack straps. And
Is Davil around anywhere?
Maybe.
Or can I ask Durnan if Davil is around or has been
You
around?
want to go ask Durnan?
Yeah.
Okay. So Durnan is sitting at the bar, and he's got a ledger open, and he's got a quill, and he's doing some accounting. And as you walk up, he's like, well, getting an early start today, are we?
We take advantage of whatever time benefits us for drinking, Durnan. Have you seen Davil?
No, I haven't. Davil's more of a night customer, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, yes. I just thought he might want to know. Do you know how I could get in touch with him? Do you have someone who's got sending prepared, or I don't know, message?
Oh, I'm sorry. I hadn't realized that this was the inn of the postal service. No, I don't. I do exactly one thing here, and you know this, Makaria. I sell drinks. We have a relationship built entirely around it. Or rather, I try to sell drinks and you try to steal them.
Yes, well, practice makes perfect, Durnan.
I swear you're going to end up in the grave or in the jail cell. I'm not sure which I'd prefer.
I prefer the first.
Well, look, and he points, there's an expedition setting out for the Underdark. Why don't you join them? And then don't come back.
They look like annoying. Do you have anything strong, extremely strong? I have to deal with Floon today.
And he says, oh, that reminds me, I made this just for you. And he turns and he points, and there's a sign hanging behind him on the bar that says, gold first, then drinks. New policy.
For me, how sweet. Well, Floon just went out to make a withdrawal. Are you certain that we can't reassess just for this once, that policy? He'll pay. I'm sure.
Go and sit down with your friends. I'll send someone by.
Thanks, Durnan.
He shakes his head and he's just like, Saloon, grant me mercy. Maybe. And and so you head off. So Rin, Ray 8, and Jewel, what are you doing while you're waiting for Floon?
I mean, are any of our other acquaintances in this place like
they're mostly the people that are in here are like nighttime people. This is like a afternoon situation, and you have nighttime friends.
Jewel is like borrowed a piece of Rin's paper and like drew the outline and like whatever windows she noticed. Like she's in heist planning mode.
Totally. Yeah. Trying to break into this house.
Okay, this is the gate. Here's the dogs. These are windows. This is how stories.
Yeah, so it's a main 2-story building with a wall that extends out from the building walls that's 1 story tall, and then a courtyard. Some areas of the courtyard have like an overhang, and then around the back there's like a stable or something, because you definitely smelled like horse. And it looked like a stable door, like the kind of place that you'd need a bigger door to get horses in and out of.
I am a little concerned about this, if only because, well, it's
Wait,
it's
we're not heisting?
Honestly, now that time has passed, I don't know why. Why are we going in there again?
because we need to ascertain the identity of the man who fled the scene of the explosion.
I mean, obviously, it was whomever lives there.
We could make that assumption, but we would learn nothing.
Why do we care about the explosion again?
It happened right outside our house.
Also, I'm pretty sure, and then Jewel like finally relieves some, like gives some of the information that she told previously, like that the gnome that got attacked looked like he was headed to Troll Skull Manor, as in our house, as in where we
So
live.
We're a little embroiled in this then. More than
They
don't-
think that we might be responsible. I overheard a conversation between them, but they also think that the mechanical person was on the roof and they were the cause of the explosion. So someone was trying to kill the gnome on their way to our house.
So
And then
when you
three
when
of
you
them
say
were-
that, you hear from behind you, "Oh, who would want to kill a gnome? They're all so lovable." And then you hear clang as a rather large sack of gold is dropped on the table.
I don't know any gnomes.
And he turns to you and he says, "Oh, that's a shame. They're adorable."
I
None
feel like
that are
gnomes
still
wouldn't
alive,
like being
at
called adorable.
Why not?
It's the same thing if you call a tabaxi cute.
But you are.
Go buy me a drink and I won't slash you.
He leans over and like bats his eyelashes at you.
I do agree.
By the way,
Durnan
you're-
said
you're- Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Durnan said that he had something special for you, Floon. You should go buy us drinks right
Ooh,
now.
something special. My goodness. I'll be right back. And he grabs the coin purse off the table and he heads off. to
Your rough draft like schematic is turning into like trying to interrogate you about the measures of the building and the exactitude and like being retranslated onto another piece of paper.
Do any of you know any gnomes? Why would a gnome be headed toward our?
Was there anything discerning about the body? Something identifiable? Anything that might tell us who this gnome is? Because I was busy talking to people who saw the scene from the outside, but the three of you
He did have a bag of gems and she just dumps them on the table.
Oh, put those away. Don't let Floon
Puts
see
them
those.
back in. He had a lot of gems on him.
Yes.
Someone else, something else off of him you mentioned.
Was the gnome the one that had the Zentarum?
No, the two men pursuing the gnome had a
Right.
Zentarum. So here, let me help you. Let me help you just like recreate the events real quick. So the gnome was on his way to your house and he was being pursued by three men in black cloaks when something, maybe a mechanical man, threw a fireball object down below, killing a ton of people and injuring one of these three men. The gnome was killed. The man took something off the gnome's body and fled to the Growlhund estate. The mechanical man fled in another direction across the roof. I think that's everything that you know. I think that's the reconstruction of the situation.
So what we really want to know is what the man took off of the gnome's body, which is
I mean-
why we're looking for him.
If it were the Zentarum pursuing this gnome, then maybe Davil would know something.
Maybe.
But I don't think he'd want to talk to you.
Well, then I'm sure you can talk to him.
Well, he's not here.
That's true. He isn't.
So we'll just have to wait.
We were going to wait anyway, weren't we?
So, gnomes are they the normal small creatures? Are they the slightly smaller but not smallest creatures, or are they the very smallest types of humanoid creatures?
Wait, are you talking dwarves, halflings, gnomes?
Yes, he is.
Then they're the very smallest.
Then no, I don't know any.
You don't.
So good
No,
of you
you
to
didn't.
clarify. Do you actually know anyone aside from us?
Yes.
I have friends.
Aside from us and Yagra.
Yes.
Who do you know, Makaria? Who are you to have this interrogation?
I spent most of my life in the various churches and graveyards of Kalimvor. I know many people, most of them dead.
That's
I
not very
mean,
helpful.
same here. But, you know.
Most of the people I know are dead. I made them that way.
I've been out of contact for a few years before this, so just re-picking up my threads myself. Lots of
Well,
people.
what shall I do then when
Well,
we plan this heist into this house?
we don't particularly have anything that we need to do at the moment. 8, we just need to wait for better environmental situation outside of the house. Then, once that is prepared, we will go there and enter the building. We may require the use of your force because if things go wrong, who knows what might happen. The groundskeeper did not seem like a reasonable or agreeable man, and I would not be particularly disheartened to hear that he had accidentally fallen carefully, onto a sharp object.
We know what you're saying. Kill him.
I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying that if it were to happen, it would be a terrible accident, certainly.
Anyway, maybe there's someone who's not Floon that knows more about these growl.
The Gralhund family?
Yes, that.
Yes. Well, asking about them will require that you know how to say their name.
The only
You're better at talking than I am.
Very much so. But this place is the middle of the day. I say, like, gesturing around us to the adventurers and the, like, no one else that is in this bar.
Nobody's like, it's quiet. It's just silent. There's like, you see somebody.
There's
like,
a zoom out. There's a zoom out to show the whole tavern in the middle of the day. Zoom out to show the whole tavern. And then that sound of like an eagle or something like empty fucking.
You just see Drizzt at a table, like pull his hood up further and like sink into the shadows.
Just
Don't look at me.
Tumbleweed just like drifts by.
Yeah.
Falls into the portal.
Yeah.
Where is Floon with that alcohol? If there's
Well-
no one here, the only thing to do is just get roaring drunk.
I'll
If-
pass.
If that will...
I'm gonna keep planning this, and then she goes back to like
Yeah.
drawing potential points of entry and
Jewel,
ever
did you
tried
want something to eat? I'll look into that.
Ever tried to get drunk? 8. Can you drink? You don't have a mouth.
Oh, I've read that story. I have no mouth yet. I must drink.
Presumably. However, instead of doing this, I will go home and do something more useful so that I am better prepared for our antics tonight.
Meet us on the street on the corner of the estate at the appropriate hour. Dusk
Which is
ish.
dusk, right?
Can you bring my armor with you when we do?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So I would like to go home to take a rest because I haven't taken it yet today because I don't need to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to swap out my heavy plating for composite plating so that I don't have disadvantage on dexterity. Self.
Oh, cool. So do we get like
nice.
a montage of like you like unriveting your chest plates?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, replacing them.
Awesome. That's super cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. So while Ada's doing that, how drunk do you get, Makaria, before like the night of the heist? Like
Very.
5 drunks. Okay.
No, like it's like out of 20, I could have gotten a 20, which would be totally composed. And instead I get a 5, which is totally not composed.
Okay.
It's great.
Rin and Jewel, you're preparing, you're like making plans and kind of talking about.
Yeah, grab some lunch in the tavern
Yeah,
and
okay.
plan over our paper and discuss our
Floon-
situation.
Floon is distracted by Makaria the whole time. The two of them are just like drinking, and he's telling bad jokes and trying
By
to
the
be
way,
charming.
Rin is eating meat that is far too raw for consumption.
Nice. You're like, this is too cooked. Take it back. Bring me something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makaria
it's
gets
basically
drunk enough that she tries to she starts the somatic components for an inflict wounds spell and then is probably like no
Okay.
don't kill people, Makaria. That's not
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's have Jewel and Rin. I want you to roll something like a prep roll, basically.
like an investigation check.
Right? Like it'd be a tactics roll if such a thing existed.
Yeah, if such a thing were to exist.
Yeah, I think.
Do we roll? One of us roll with advantage, or both?
Yeah,
of us
one
roll
of you would roll with advantage.
you have to do an engagement roll. It's 2d6.
Yeah, right. Okay, so make an investigation roll. Linked test. Make an investigation roll at DC 15 with advantage. And if you succeed, you can you'll get like a kind of, I'll give you an inspiration to spend on during the mission.
Cool.
Do you want to roll it or shall I?
What's your investigation?
0.
Then I will roll.
Please.
Mine is 2. Slightly better.
Okay. All right. So
Wow,
you just it's not that you're bad, it's just that you don't have enough information, right? You're just you've only seen the outside.
I just have exterior stuff.
Yeah, you know that there are dogs and a guy.
The wall is very difficult.
Yeah,
to
the wall is
climb, and she
weird.
will point that out. She's like, I do not like this wall.
Yeah. Now it wouldn't be unheard of for a rich family to enchant their walls against climbing. That doesn't immediately say they're special and weird. It's instead it's that they're intentionally trying to keep their house very safe from being broken into. That's the jam.
Only people made my life easier.
Yeah.
I just want to break in there and find out if there's someone in there that I need to kill. Why would they want to try to stop me doing that?
Who knows? I certainly don't.
Yeah.
You'd think that this man, if they had anything lawful about what they've done, would bring what they have to the city guard. But if they haven't so far, then we'll have to deal with it.
I mean, we don't know if they have or haven't. We're not the city guard.
They're yeah, that's true.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
Jewel, despite all of her frustrations, is incredibly excited because
Right.
this is her reason for being.
I got
Sneaking
this.
in and finding shit.
Yeah.
Before
Rin seems uncomfortable about this whole situation. She's working very hard to do the planning and make sure that her mind is on the thing, but it's clear she's had some very bad experiences in the past with robbing from people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at the height of
At some point, Jewel look up this giddy little smile on her face and look at this very uncomfortable Rin and be like, oh, are you worried?
Well, not about these people in particular.
But I remember what happened.
I've planned.
I met you once.
Yes, we have met previously.
And you didn't. And she just sort of
does this no, I was
different.
Yes, indeed, very different back then. Thank you.
It's gonna be fine. I'll stab anyone who tries to do that to you again.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Right, where were we?
So at this point, Floon has finished the tankard of ale that he was drinking, and he slams it down. This is several hours of planning and talking stuff later, and he slams it down and he says, "Well, the sun is setting, and now it is the time for a lover to walk the streets. So if you'll excuse me, friends," and he stands up. He says, "May the blessings of Mask be upon you on your endeavors." I knew a cleric of Mask once. Funny fellow. Never did get his name. Anyhow, I'll be on my way. Good luck. And don't get arrested.
Is Davil here yet?
It was oh, he was still here.
Yeah, right. And so yeah, Floon staggers a little bit and like walks out.
Mm,
And yeah, you notice like it's getting dark out.
there goes my
I said-
wallet.
I said to 8 that we would meet him at dusk. It's time to go.
But what about Davil?
Let's go. I like grab my cloak off the chair,
Durnan,
over my shoulders, and get ready to leave.
Durnan, if Davil comes, can you tell him that I stopped by for him? For I have information.
Okay, Turnin gives you the like, okay, Makaria.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure she gets that look from him a lot.
Uh-huh.
Just please, Durnan. I know it's not your job, but please.
Makaria, I hate to instill upon you the urgency of our situation, but there are things to do.
Bye.
Okay.
These sorts of situations hinge entirely on good planning. Like,
Yeah, come along now, and you lead Makaria out and head on your way. Now, where are you meeting 8?
like on the corner of whatever street meets with the, like I imagine, like not right outside the manor, obviously,
Yeah.
but like a couple of blocks away, maybe.
Somewhere nearish there too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's cut to our last break there on scene change, and when we get back, we can more fully explore what the deal is with Growlhund Manor. Yeah, that sound good? Cool. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.